Hello. Welcome to Mini Mompreneur Musing episode 28. 28? Yeah, 28. All right. So this is a little bonus episode. I was actually going to come and talk to you this week about resilience and growth in entrepreneurship, in motherhood, in life, and I still will. I'll come on and do that episode on Thursday, but I wanted to come on with this little bonus episode that is kind of like, I don't know, just like a little life-affirming something that is not directly related to motherhood or entrepreneurship, though it can absolutely be connected to both. And y'all know how much I love making connections, but it really touches on a humanity affirming element that, of course, is connected to everything. So, I am loving the sunlight that is just flooding through the window right now. Makes me so happy. I'm truly a sun worshiper, and this light makes me so happy. So I've set myself up here by the kitchen window. Anyway, so what I want to bring to you today is this experience that I had last Wednesday as the Jewish holiday Yom Kippur was drawing to a close and we ushered in the Jewish New Year. Yom Kippur is Hebrew, of course. Yom Kippur is translated as the Day of Atonement. It is one of the holiest of Jewish holidays. It's a very somber, deeply introspective holiday in which we're not allowed to eat or drink for 24 hours. We fast. And much to many people's disbelief, it is actually one of my favorite holidays. I have a thing for melancholy. But I think the reason that I connect to this holiday in such a profound way is that it's all about making meaning. It's about questioning and reflecting and reframing. Why atonement? Well, it's a time where we acknowledge our shortcomings, we acknowledge our frailties, we acknowledge our wrongdoings to ourselves and to others. And while we accept the fact that we are flawed as humans, we also affirm the fact that we must take responsibility for said flaws. We must right our wrongs, and the tools with which to do that are very often apology and forgiveness, and these are in fact huge sort of components and themes of Yom Kippur. So there's a central piece of the liturgy that is recited a number of times throughout this holiday, and it is the Ashamnu. Okay, I'm going to give you something to eat in 2 minutes. It's called the Ashamnu. Ashamnu means we have sinned in Hebrew, and it starts with an A. Ashamnu starts with an A. It starts with an Aleph, which is the equivalent of the A in the Hebrew alphabet, which is the first letter of the alphabet. And the rest of this particular prayer, or not prayer, but I think it's referred to as a vidui, which means confession. The rest of this confession goes through a series of additional words, each one beginning with the following letter of the alphabet, so that we have this whole string of like horrible things that we did wrong, right? That we're talking about, from A to Z, from Aleph to Taf, right? The first letter to the last letter of the alphabet. And and these are things such as we lied, we transgressed, we betrayed, we cheated, we said mean words. And it's customary in our tradition, in the Jewish tradition, as we say this, as we go through this vidui, this confession, it's customary to pound our chests, like so, as a way, as we say these words. It's a very sort of embodied and self-deprecating experience. So it looks like Ashamnu, Bagadnu, Gazalnu. Yeah, I can start it. Hold on. I'm going to start this apple. All yours now. So, hey Mara, thanks so much for joining. So on Wednesday evening, and here is the part I'm now getting to the good part that I wanted to really focus on and bring to you, is that on Wednesday evening, while at synagogue during the closing services, we got to a point in the service where the Ashamnu is recited one final time. But this time it was entirely different. And what followed was one of the most profound, emotional, life-affirming experiences I've had. It was a recitation that was revised by Rav Kook as a complimentary recitation, as a complimentary confession. And it was the first time that I've ever heard this, or that I've ever seen this. So, and the way this was done was that, again, it went through the whole string of words from A to Z, from Aleph to Taf, in the same order, with the same rhythm, with the same number of syllables. So it sounded the same, but this time the words that we were reciting, the words themselves, were entirely different. So instead of Ashamnu, we transgressed, or basically like we're to blame. Instead of Ashamnu, it was Ahavnu, which means we loved. Instead of Bagadnu, we betrayed, it was Bachinu, we cried. Instead of Dibarnu Dofi, which means like we said horrible things, it was Dibarnu Yofi, which means we said beautiful things. Instead of Chamasnu, we cheated, it was Chibaknu, we hugged. And I am telling you, it was absolutely powerful and beautiful to affirm the good, to take responsibility for the good, to know that we have done these things also. We oftentimes get so caught up in the muck, in the negative, right? We focus on the single mean comment and not the string of positive ones. We focus on the guilt and not the gratitude. We focus on the tantrum and not on the hugs and the snuggles. And what this experience brought home to me is the power of reframes. And what happens when we turn a thing on its head and flip it? What happens when we look for the good? When we look for evidence of the good, right? What happens is that we find it. And that is so powerful. So I want to invite you to experience this life-affirming moment with me. And so I invite you right now, hey Alex, I invite you right now to put your hand on your heart. Put your hand on your heart and just hold it there. And I'm going to lead you through this. I'm just like getting it set up here on my computer so I can lead you through this. So this is sort of, this is not the thing in its entirety, but it's sort of like an abridged version. And it's a combination of the version, sort of the official version by Rav Kook, and a little bit that I added in there, like the snuggle, because the snuggle is real, right? So put your hands on your heart and say these words with me. Say them loud, say them with meaning, and say them with feeling, because I promise you, you will feel better once you've done this. All right, here we go. We have loved. We have cried. We have given back. We have spoken great things. We have believed. We have tried. We have embraced. We have created. We have fought for justice. We have rejoiced. We have hugged. We have snuggled. Feel into that. Let your heart be full with all that you have done. And keep on loving, keep on crying, keep on hugging. And thank you for joining me in doing this. I find it so powerful and so moving. And I hope you did too. I will see you on Thursday in the next musing. All right. Have a wonderful sun-filled day. Bye.